Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to, morning drawings, whatever. It is what it is. I woke up. Oh, I woke up so bad. I, uh, I kind of, I woke up and I totally got my ass kicked by waking up. Really? Steam, get out of there. Yeah, there you go. Easy. Alright. So today we're gonna be continuing with the crocodile hide pattern, and then hopefully everything will be fine. So first things first, we need to get to the pencil again. There you go. And I need to switch to a different color. Alright, there you go. Now it's full black. So if we go, let's see, where is it? This one, right? No. This one. No. This one? Yes. Awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna be working on this. So that's the idea, at least. Hopefully, everything will be fine. So far, it's so good. And once it's all done, this is gonna be, just fine. But yeah, probably gonna be buying a new mic later this year. I want just all the, I'm waiting for something to happen or to occur, which is the opening again, a reopening of the shops. Why? Because then I can actually go to the one of the shops I need to go to and then fix my CD drive, because I need to fix that. I definitely need to do that, and I don't need to make this big. Much better. And it's quite fun to see, how much I already did. Or well, how far already the PC has already been updated. But yeah, then there needs to be a new CD drive, otherwise I won't be able to play the old games I have, like Command and Conquer, Red Alert, or Anno, and Zoo Tycoon. Well, Zoo Tycoon is still working, but Battle of the Middle Earth, for instance, doesn't work. And I need to fix that, because holy hell, that game is fun. So yeah, waiting slowly and steadily, and my mom just informed me that she met an old an old colleague. No, not an old colleague. An old friend of hers in the, well, not a friend, but a person that she knew uh, from the other town. So the other town I lived back in the day. That's like 5 kilometers away, 6 kilometers away from here, and she was informing like, "Hey, did you know that the that the daughter and son of hers are actually now doing this stuff?" So I was like, "All right, what are they doing?" Well, one is working in One is working at fixing cars, and the other one is working as a insurance insurance working at the insurance bureau. So I was like, huh, nice. So I can see like, well, those jobs are totally different from each other, but yeah, that's well done. That's actually well done. I must say myself, I'm very happy that people, even though you might sit in their class for like 2 years or 5 years, and then you realize like, oh my god, these people are actually successful. How did they do that? Well, probably with the same thing as every other successful person, just motivations, the right access, the right events that occur, and well, then you get the right, well, not right way, but right um, success rate. No, right. Come on, I know this. The right events, the right circumstances. There you go. The right events, the right circumstances, and the right thing. The right things. Yeah, right circumstances and the right events that occur in their life. Therefore, they have more They have better potential to become successful. Being successful is hard work. Therefore, you need to be, you know, always ready to do whatever is necessary to be successful. You need to be motivated, or you need to have the right motivation to be successful and all that stuff. And I'm like, well, good job for them. I'm really happy upon what they achieved. But yeah, I was awake way too slow. I actually got really slow in being awake this day. Which happens, being slow on being on work. That happens too. So yeah, I got actually quite. I was not awake. I was awake, and then I was going back to sleep, and then I realized like, oh shit, it's almost 10 o'clock again. So yeah, laying down in my cozy bed is a really lazy thing to do, but holy hell, I was tired. I was like, I woke up today at 4 o'clock somehow because I was really hot at my legs. My legs were sweating like trucks. So I was like, what the hell? So yeah, um, probably gonna do some walking today. So when my mom is coming home, I'm gonna be doing some long distance walking because, well, I need to stretch my leg and get better at being, you know, away from the computer a little bit more. Because of course, being every single day, every single time, being on a PC is not very healthy for your life. I must imagine for myself, and I noticed that, and I need to change. So therefore, I will do that. Probably I'm gonna be cooking today as well. So probably gonna um, finally finish off the last bits of curry that I have. Cook that with some rice and some food. Chop some vegetables with it. Boom, baby. And you have good old-fashioned stew of curry. Mm. So yeah, gonna be doing that. Anyway, that's what I'm doing today. I'm actually trying to improve upon myself and get better at this. And well, what is a better way to start than drawing and coloring? Like it's good. And there you have it. There you have the way of doing it. I had to draw tinier. Huh. I should have known. I should have known. I should have known that I had to draw tinier to achieve the goal of what we are now doing. Well, That's what you get when you try to do stuff and you realize like, oh well, I cannot do it like this. The funny thing is, like, most of this is already covered in how do you say that? Um, in bones, so no need there. But I know now where I need to look for and how to draw it again. So I got the hang of it again. Oh yeah, I got the hang of drawing this. It's just casually drawing tiny bits of tiny bits and making sure that the tiny bits are not like this. This is too rough. This is good. This is too rough. So you want actually have these tiny skills, not the big skills. I believe the big skills can be good, but they're not really good for what we are achieving. So yeah. But yeah, these tiny little skills, they're good, they're decent, and well, that's what we're trying to achieve here. Trying to not use too much pressure on the pencil, so that nothing will get worse. Also, my voice is a little bit down. It's a little bit cracky, which means that I did a lot of talking yesterday, and I did, so that happens. Normally, I always have that when I, once back in the day when I played D&D in the how do you say at the group that I normally went to. So normally I went on the train and get to a group of friends that I normally meet, and then play D&D with them. And then the day afterwards, I was like, I had no voice whatsoever. I was like this. I had like this really hastily voice, so I was like, not almost ill, when you have when you're sick, but yeah, I think it was pretty close to it. Pretty close indeed. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna try to get a new mic. Hopefully that works. Hopefully it will. And today we're gonna be just casually drawing crocodile hide, not crocodile skin. No, no, no. Use the correct words, use the correct terms, otherwise things are gonna get nasty. If I ever had, if I ever had like, a nickel for every single time I mispronounced something, well, I would have been rich. I'll tell you that. I would have been really rich. Because, I'm a very terrible person when it comes to pronouncing. It's like, how do you pronounce this? Well, you just say the word out loud, and then every other person's like, no, you don't do that. It's like, what? Alright, fine, I guess. But yeah, the good news is, like, we're trying to do I'm trying to do my very best upon getting, this high to be, well, not relatable, yes, relatable, not accurate, but relatable. That's the thing. I want to make sure that it is relatable, so it also serves as a relatable thing. So yeah, it is tough, it is strong. Then the quick question is like, why would you then wear armor if you have strong hide? Well, you still wear armor because certain types of weapons can still hit you, magic can hit you, so yeah, armor is still necessary. That's why, this guy is gonna be wearing armor. It also explains why armor is so efficient. Because even though you have tough skin underneath it, it still is a very important thing, a really important aspect of the game, or aspect of the character. Armor does not only benefit or, you know, give cover or whatever. It also protects you. It also looks cool. It gives you the looks. It gives you the way of how things are looking forward. You can see the weak spots. You can see where and how this person would react to certain types of moves. Like if he sees a person wielding a dagger, how is he gonna be? Is he gonna be intimidated by it? Probably not. Probably a person with a dagger will be like, this thing is useless. Probably. But since the daggers are actually designed for, you know, stabbing into an enemy's armor, well, in the little parts of the armor, I would imagine that, you know, daggers would be still effective. But something like a sword would actually, you know, only be denting the skin. If it goes through, you know, clothing and all that stuff, yeah, I think it will be slowed down enough to not be able to pierce it if it is not sharp enough. That's why crocodile hide is actually so thick. But for instance, a spear, for instance, yeah, that would be a real problem to deal with because spears are, you know, piercing, so they focus their damage, or well, focus their impact on one point, single point, and yeah, that does hurt. So then you still need armor because spears are, well, quite effective. They're the most effective weapon in the world. That's why they have been used so much. And the funny thing is, like, you know, why won't I give this guy a spear? Well, I don't want it. I want this guy to wield a sword. Why do I want him to wield a sword? Because he is a sword fighter. Well, he's not a very he is a very good sword fighter, but he also uses magic in combination with it. So it's like a spellblader. Therefore, he's using magic and he's using sword skills to distract or, you know, make the opponent open. He doesn't rely on the sword that much, but he relies on the power of the sword that it gives him. So he relies on the power that the sword gave him. That is indeed a problem. If you break the sword, then, well, if you destroy the sword, then, well, he will have a major, you know, weak spot in his fighting skills. Therefore, you will have more opportunities, and eventually, you know, he will be defeated. So if you destroy the sword, you will be able to easily take out his moves, and, you know, he's doable to beat. Because the sword is magical, it means that, you know, if you dispel its magic for a certain time, you know, you have openings to fight in. Otherwise, you will still have problems. Because he uses his magic as a protective means of, you know, getting close towards you, or, you know, making sure that you don't get close to him. So he's using the magic to deflect certain types of attacks. For instance, let's put it into example. If a guy wants to attack this guy, he would have a major problem because he needs to deal with wooden stone looking like tentacles coming towards that person. You know, and these tentacles are created by the sword. So these tentacles are focused only to distract and keep the person second guessing. And once that is done, so once the person is, you know, having problems with catching up and getting distracted and making sure that he avoids the wooden tentacles or wooden spikes, whatever, well, you know, he gets exhausted. So that's how he wins most of the time. It's like, you know, you exhaust your opponent because they need to dodge a lot of stuff. But if you find a way to, you know, easily block those tentacles or easily find a way to disrupt his magic, then yeah, you will be in the upper hand, because he can no longer keep you away from him or keep you busy. So he needs to pay more attention on fighting. And because he's not an expert at fighting, he's like a jack of trades. He's a jack of all trades when it comes to fighting. He also is a jack of trades when it comes to, magic. He's not the best. He's good, but he's not the best. He can be beaten by an archmage. And that gives, that's how you beat this guy. If you find ways to deal with this guy, you will be easily, winning once you find the weak spots in his fighting patterns, and well, this guy will lose. And that makes this guy really weak. If you see like, oh well, he has weak spots in his fighting moves. He relies too much or too heavily on the sword, so if I take away his sword, then well, his moves will be less and less great. Yes, true. And therefore you will be able to beat him. And how he gets beaten is actually by, there is a duel going on between him and another commander, and then he's getting wrecked by the enemy commander in a duel, because apparently, his sword is getting broken, and then, he loses the fight. And yes, losing a fight means, well, you lost a war, especially if it's the final stand. Also, his powers are limited, so he cannot use his powers once, places are under control of holy symbols. So yeah, his power cannot reach everywhere, so he cannot use his power everywhere, and that makes him vulnerable to certain types of areas. So if you would go to a church, then probably, he won't be able to cast his spells, and he would be in a major disadvantage. Because the church protects you from, his moves, it means that he might be only able to use his sword moves. And if then a champion comes around that says like, I will fight you and I'm a very good sword fighter, then yeah, that's gonna be a problem. That's gonna be a problem for him. So yeah, he's all about, using his own army as the main battering ram, and not using himself. He himself is a pushover when it comes to certain types of things, like what I said before. His army, however, is an undead army, and that's what he mainly uses. He uses his army to rely on the strength of his weaknesses. So his army is his strength, but if you take away his army, then well, that also makes him weaker, because he alone is not strong enough to take out champions. And well, that is a problem. If you are unable to beat an enemy or best an enemy in combat because, well, you are fighting a guy and you realize like, oh well, I'm losing. That happens. Anyway, that's actually my thoughts on it. It's like this guy has weaknesses, and I really like it. Of course, it's only shown once the events are kicking in. Like once he's losing, that's when things go bad. Because if he's losing and the enemy finds out like, oh no, his weakness is that he cannot use his powers near places that are holy, then well, if we purify the areas, then yeah, that's a legit tactic. And that's the legit tactic actually one of the enemies is using right now. how I'm writing it. He's in a war with the dwarves. Well, he's losing it. Why is he losing it? Because his army can no longer reach the capital of the dwarves that where they're holding their ground. Because of that, the dwarves actually rely more on holy powers, so they're relying on the holy blessings of the gods. And well, his army's getting totally shreked by it. It's like not even funny anymore. They lost like a whole damn legion of 1,000 men just because of dwarves. And he comes to the realization that that is happening, and he's like, crap, what do I do now? He no longer he's no longer he has no longer the attention to, well, attack the dwarves, because he will be constantly losing if he does that, and well, you don't have an endless supply of bodies to throw at the enemy, so you want to, be cautious with it. So he does. He actually gets orders then one of the guys to create a device that will be able to destroy the mountain itself by a huge laser, or well, by a huge concentrated beam of energy, at least put it that way. And well, that backfires. That experiment backfires. Why does it backfire? Well, the main problem is that they find the energy crystal, and the energy crystal is screwed over. So they find an energy crystal, but the energy crystal is the wrong kind of energy crystal. But because of all the time, because the king really wants these dwarves dead, and he already saw that the beam could be able to be used for destructive matters, because they already tested it with a different kind of energy crystal, which only contains low amounts of energy, so it was not strong enough. They use the big crystal. Big crystal is used, backfires drastically, even corrupts the whole damn device, gives it another purpose, creates a bloody damn portal of demons, and then things go bad from there, because now there are demon sightings, and demons can be sensed. Demons can be sensed, undead not. Well, undead can also be sensed, but because he's using it cautiously and not using it near the borders of other people, people cannot sense it. But demon concentration, yeah, gods can sense that there is a demon portal up and running. So what's gonna be happening is like, oh no, there is a demon portal. What is probably gonna be happening? Well, the guys who want to get rid of the demon portal probably will send in the big boys. And as I said before, big boys are the guys who are easily able to defeat undead. And because Mr. Man made a big giant oopsie, he's gonna lose all his ground he has because of it. And that is unfortunate. He is gonna have a last stance, and he has then the choice to say, well, do we really want these people or do we really want to destroy everything we built for, or are we gonna surrender? And of course he's gonna be saying, no, we're not gonna be surrendering, we're gonna fight to the death. But I'm not gonna be using this. We're not gonna be using the, we're not gonna be using the portal. We're not gonna blow up the portal machine. Because apparently he has reasons why, because he doesn't want his kingdom to go into dust. He was thinking about it though. He was like, ugh, I can do this now, but will it be worth it? And he says no. So he fights, and then he loses, and then he loses big time, and then he dies. Gets killed by a bloody damn archangel, and then his soul shatters. His sword is destroyed in the fight, which then releases the greater evil into the world. And well, you know, then then the story goes from there on. The king is dead. Well, shattered. Let's put it that way. Look at that. That's much finer. That's so much finer. That's so much better. Why could I not do that in the first place? Why could I not make it like that in the first place? Why can I do that? Why? So if we have now this should not be that much of a problem, right? Look at that. That looks nice. That looks really well done. I like it. Should we then change this up so that we can actually have everything? Well, it doesn't really matter here that there are like tiny bubbles and then here there are rougher ones. It's like, you know, you have this rough skin around. So, meh, not necessary yet. Thankfully, it is not necessary. Alright, now we can take a look at it. You know what, I will do it though. I still will do it. But only this play, only this part I will change this up. Why? Because I actually want this to be, you know, the same size. So that's around here, right? Yeah. So I can now go to yep. Awesome. All right. I'm just gonna be doing this one. So I'm not gonna be using the other place, but I just want to have like, you know, the same. So yeah, just I drew them way too rough, and on this part I drew it way too rough. Well, you know, that happens. Sometimes when you draw, you know, skills, they draw way too rough, and then, you know, you need to fix that. It's all about, you know, do I really want to accept that things look awkward? Well, no, I don't accept that. I wanna have a decent quality. I'm a man of quality. I'm not a person that, you know, is slacking around when it comes to these things. So yeah, of course, you know, once, you know, the whole damn picture is done, I will continue with drawing him, drawing different poses, different emotions to it, so that, you know, you still can see like what and how this guy looks, and then we can change up the persons around. Which is nice. There you go. Sometimes it's really hard to see where I need to draw the lines because of the tininess, but I believe, you know, drawing it just not drawing not big ones is better than drawing tiny ones. Hmm. It's quite funny to see that these things work around like they should be. Awesome. It's quite cool to see that, you know, I'm working on this and then see how much stuff I can do in 1 hour, and then see that in 2 hours it's like boom, this amount of stuff already done. It's like, ooh, that's a lot of stuff I got done in 2 hours. Yeah, getting faster at it, getting better at it, you know, calculating stuff, getting stuff done. Well, you know, that's cool. All right, so after the drawing, after this one, I will start drawing on the. I believe on the. I will start designing the midsection, so near the face, so the jawline. Not the jawline. The neck, and the yeah, the eyepiece. Yeah, there I will start then. So I'll fix that up. Does that look better? Yeah, actually, yes, it does. Alright, cool. Now we're gonna go for the iPod, and we're gonna add some better stuff to it. So, how we're gonna be doing that? Well, we're gonna put that. Yes, we're gonna put that. We're gonna look for the iPod, that is this part over here, and we're gonna say we're gonna add a little group, and then we're gonna say, well, we want to actually have a second group on underneath it. Now we're gonna add some lovely color to it. So what I can do now is add some, you know, like that. That's fucking amazing. I can do this now. Add some lovely texture to it. Why do we want to do that? Because that makes it way more looking believable. And since that we are already using, you know, the skill kind of approach, I think it was suitable. Or I think it is suitable. Not was, is. And that's how you do things. That's how you do it. You just casually move around, get, you know, get experience, find out what you did wrong, and try to improve upon it. Like I was like, should I keep it like this? And I'm like, no, no. I still prefer my good old-fashioned style sometimes. I do like to combine it a little bit. Therefore, you know, in the armor it's less, you know, accurate. But I do like to have, you know, when I have like, you know, this beautiful eye. Yeah, I want this eye to be like, yeah, this is a reptilian kind of looking eye. And you know, the way and the you know, the face itself should also be then reptilic. So yeah, it should be definitely not look like you have like a skin that is only like this, and then you have like the bland eye look, and that's like, no thank you. I really don't want to have a bland eye look. I really want to have the awesome looking, cool looking skills upon it. And yes, that's what we're doing. We're just gonna be not adding, of course, like, because there is a lot of detail here and there is not a lot of detail here, it makes it more visible. Yeah, true. I believe that's true as well. So, that is a thing that I'm doing. I am casually just getting the skills from point A to point B, giving it a cool look, and then, you know, once that's done, I can then, you know, say like, oh well, you know, this guy has maybe a scar on his left side, or underneath here. That's also a thing that I can make. I just want to have this like that, and then, you know, once we're done with all this, if I add now the color to it, alright, I will show you. If I add now the color to it, boom, 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 you can already see what's going on here. So I have the color, and the color already creates this kind of effect that is really cool. So yeah, color already creates a lot of effects which are really good for us to use, because, you know, color does indeed create effects that helps us to skill. So what I probably will do is get these skills into a different color so that they will stand out, like maybe a little bit less dark red, or I don't know, not white, definitely not, green-ish, yellowish, maybe, depends on how they look. But yeah, these little skills are all representations of, you know, me getting stuff done, and I like to draw tiny little skills. I like to draw them, and it's logical that you have skills like these on the, you know, on the near the eyelets, because, you know, you don't have big skills on the eyelets. You have like these formations. You have the skin, and then, you know, you can see on the skin, you can see these tiny little skills on there. They're not there for protection. No, no, no. They're there for dust catching, I think. Maybe. Of course, the bigger they are, so the frown here needs a different kind of approach than the tiny little eye that, you know, is representing here. Also, it creates shaping, and shapes are always important because it creates shapes to work with, which makes this whole damn thing way more interesting to look at. And you can already see what is going on here and how, you know, these little things are getting better at it. Of course, you know, this is all gonna be, you know, fine and lovely once this is all done. But I need to make sure that I have things good done. And therefore I need to make sure that I have everything that is there to be there. Of course, you know, once we're, you know, done with these little skills, we're gonna go to the bigger skills, like these ones. So you have like the bigger skills on the side, and you can already see like what the difference is. So that's the cool stuff here. And yeah, that's how I'm gonna be doing things. I'm gonna be trying to get, you know, these things into a right position, getting, you know, cool effects on them, making sure, you know, that everything works fine, and hopefully, you know, we are able to get, you know, the color correct later on, and then we're gonna use that to represent everything. So as you can see, I'm building this up, but the main thing is, like, if I would not have done this in this certain way, so if I would not have done the skill at the beginning, I would never have been able to draw the face correctly. Neither would I be able to, oh, sorry, itchy. I would not have been able to get, I would not have been able to be getting the layer correctly done. So because the mouth is needs to be on a different layer as the skull, but some parts of the skull need to be on a different layer as the mouth, then you get this point that some parts need to be on different layers or together with other layers. That's why it's so important to group them up. So if I have like this right here, like, oh yes, I need to put this here, and I have like the skin, I have the skin right here. So not here. No, not this one. This one then, right? This is the color, and this should be then, yes, the skin. So this is the skin, and this skin needs to be here. As you can see, by the way, sometimes it has like these little blurs. Well, that happens because I did sometimes wrong, but most of the times it looked great. So yeah, probably gonna need to fix this part here, but that's always edible. So yeah. Anyway, let's go back here. So yeah, it looks decent. It looks nice. And you can already see like, oh yes, I need to add some color here. Need to add some color differentiations here because you have this effect that is in the rounding. So yeah. Of course, this is all gonna be tiny. This is all gonna be tiny little skills because we're dealing with browns and stuff. Not every place is the same. Not every part of the skin is the same. Some parts have more rougher edges than other parts, but still all the parts exist of the pattern that is existing, which is this cracking pattern. And I need to have that into the drawing because otherwise it won't look like a bloody damn lizard. Oh well, dragonish, born like lizard, whatever. Person that looks lizardly like, because that's the whole point of this guy. This guy looks like a bloody damn lizard. He is a tyrant. He's a tyrant. He's a murderer, and he is a king. A tyrant king, though, and he dies. What are the odds? The main bad guy dies. And that's the good part. He dies. But then the world gets into fuck up mode because of the broken sword. It actually corrupts a lot of things, and then that's when the apocalypse is happening. So this guy is like the main cause of why things go bad. And I don't mean bad, I mean like really bad. So yeah. It's quite funny to see like, such effects coming into motion like, oh yes, because of this fucking tyrant, this happens and therefore this happens and then therefore this happens. And it creates this logical, domino effect that really accelerates really fast. And nobody can do anything about it because, it was set in stone. It could not have been prevented. Well, it could have been prevented, but not by the means of, well, these people. Let me take a look at this. That looks awesome. Alright, that's fucking awesome. Alright, cool. Let's see how late it is already. 1 hour in. Oh well. Once I'm done with this, I probably will be again half an hour done. So yeah. This is amazing. And so, you know, everything works in place. It all falls in places. I must admit though, I'm getting the hang of this. And 2 more. Look at that. Boom, baby. See, and then I can go for this kind of approach. Boom. And then everything stands out. Wow. Nice. Nice me. I'm getting better at this. Oh yeah. Because I'm drawing light, things that are happening right now on these sides don't matter that much. Because this is light, the, you know, thick the thick parts are getting highlighted, which is the whole idea about this. So if I now look at this, you can see, like, you know, the pattern happening here. You can see the pattern here, and then you have like this right here. So you have here, you have a pattern of thick skills. You have tiny skills here, tiny skills here, which then represents the crackling. Yeah. Alright, let's go here then, downwards here, and then fix that part up. Of course, you know, I'm not the best at drawing these skills, but yeah, you know, it's all good. It's all good. It's all handy dandy. Also, I need to learn how to do these things, so yeah. The best skills I still like are these. They're far more, you know. Okay, success! So yeah, it is, it's great. I am actually very happy upon how much we already have accomplished here. And what we already have accomplished right now is like, you know, it might be only looking like, oh no, you actually only did the eye. Well, too bad for you. The eye is actually important to get good. I need everything to be looking nice. So, you know, we have a whole damn freaking body. We have like this whole damn stuff here that we need to add with stuff. So yeah, we need this to be, we need to get this to be over here and here and here, and we also need to find out what we're gonna do here, because I want to have something here. I don't know what, but I want to have something. Also, we need to get this thing up and running, so that's gonna be a pain in the ass to do, but that is that is what it is. You need to do it anyway, so why not do it now? And well, I think after this I will start with the throat, because we also need to get the throat done. And then you realize like, oh well, you know, if the throat is done, I can do stuff more. Yes, true. Because if the throat is done, I can then, you know, get the position of this position of the cane here done and all that stuff. So yeah, that's gonna be a problem, but not a problem right now. It's more important that we actually finish off the eye part. Of course, we don't wanna, you know, get too much involved into it. We have these skills, and these skills not supposed to go. What you always need to remember is like, you don't need to go for one pattern. If you go for one pattern, it will be noticeable. So always try to go for like this tree climbing. Like, you know, you need to add up. So you need to add, and then, you know, you don't need to subtract. So you need to slowly and progressively get the skin towards that you want. That way, you know, you create this skin that looks natural to the naked eye. It's like, oh. Well, technically it's the hide, but why the fuck was that a thing, by the way? Holy shit, why was that a difference? But yeah, the hide will look different if I add some stuff to it. So if I add some light parts to it, like here's, for instance, then this will look all the same. So what I now need to do is like, oh well, you know, I'm gonna be adding some stuff over here again. And then once that is done, I can add over here. And then, you know, you get this cracked effect on the skin itself. Oh well, on the hide. Yeah, on the hide. On the skin you get the correct effect, which represents then the hide. Yeah, love. Screw this. Screw pronunciations here. Jeez. Alright, so let's save this bad boy up already, because otherwise I will be here for a long time, you know, forgetting that I saved. Saving. Oh. Alright. So now, if we take a look, we have now this done, and look at that. That looks more intimidating. That looks intimidating, and if you then add the eye to it, it's like, oh my god, it look. Oh wait, no, and there you go. Yeah, that looks intimidating. That looks fucking intimidating. I like it. So yeah, that's how you make something intimidating looking, by adding patterns to it. So boosh, yes. As you can see, this is far more darker than this. So the color is right, but we need to make sure that we have this a little bit different on the color scheme. But yeah, this looks way more intimidating. This looks intimidating. This looks intimidating. This doesn't. This do. This do. Doesn't do. Doesn't do. Doesn't do. Yeah. Enough of that. We need to get to the throat. Where is the fucking throat? Throat. Tell me, throat. Where are you, throat? There it is. Alright, we need to get to the throat, which means we're gonna make the throat. Where's then the other part of the throat? Is that on the... Don't tell me. Alright, it is there. But where is it then? Is this the throat part? That's the throat part. And which is it? This one? No. This one. Yes. Hold horses and remove the undercase. See, I knew that well, so far actually it doesn't matter that much. Thankfully, most of the throat part was actually correct, so not too much problems here. Oh. Alright, now we're gonna add the throat part, which is this bad boy, right? This bad boy. Yeah, this bad boy. Alright. Let's get goofing. We want to make sure that we have the throat correctly connected. So we're gonna draw some badass moves. Alright. So this Alright, cool. Alright, let's do this. Does that work? No, that doesn't work. How does this work then? Because I know that it is gonna be like this. So I have like over here I have one. Then I have over here one. No, that doesn't work. I knew it. And I have like over here and then one more there. Yes. Ooh. This is hard. Ugh. It doesn't work. Alright, well, this is the hardest part here, but then drawing outlines and then realizing like, oh my. Mm. Alright. Now, I need to get this one done, so that's gonna be over here, here, and then over here. Yes. Alright. No sketching allowed. Straight lines, baby. Ugh. So yeah, of course this is gonna be taking a time, but you know, outlines, bitches. Pain in the ass to do, pain in the ass to draw, pain in the ass to make. Good. I'm glad I did not use the old version of this. Right. Alright, cool. Let's take a look already at that. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. That looks awesome. Alright. Brr. I need to look at a picture. Hold on a sec. Troats. Let's see if I can find some troats. There you go. Found some troats. A bloody damn Spinotrot. There you go. And the bloody damn Manishisaurus. Alright. Apparently it has a club as a tail and it can swim. Huh. A big giant sauropod with swimming capabilities. So let's see, how did they do the throating? What they did with the throating was that they did not exaggerate the throat. They actually went for more like a lizard kind of throat. They did not went for a crocodile kind of throat. Apparently, you know, the throat on a lizard is less yeah, it is less, you know, ribbled, so it has no ribbles in the throat. It is like straight up, you know, flash and then scales, so it's like a little bit bubbly from the start, so it's more over here, and you know, the throat is here, and then you have like a couple of lines, and that's it. That's all, folks. So, and then you have like the Archaeopteryx, which is a bird-like throat apparently in this one. Nice. Even the Stegosaurus actually has a big giant bubble throat. So yeah, I could imagine that it would have like such a big throat because of the amount of vegetables it needs to be eating. And then you know you have then you have like the Allosaurus, which has the same kind of throat. It is like, you know, this bird kind of throat, which you have like a pelican. So you have like the sac. You have like a sac underneath the mouth. So you have like the sac underneath the mouth, and straighten up. So it's like really small, and then you have the throat right here. So it's like not even. So instantly the flash goes in, and then, you know, because of the amount. All right. And let's see, Plateosaurus has then the bubbly throat, so it has like this big giant bubble throat. Nice. Alright, cool. 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 That's nice to know. That's nice to know. That's informative. Let's see. We need get over here. And then drop it there. Get over there. Drop it 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 there, there, and there you go. Alright. So, we start here. Draw the line. Get this line up and running. Get this line up and running. Get this line up and running. Oh, wait. I definitely should have zoomed in here. Which one of these lines is not connected? This one right here is not connected, and this one is not connected. This one as well, and this one as well. Alright. I need to add that. Well, that's the wrong kind of approach. You wanted to have these lines to be connected, but you don't want to have them taken. Alright. You want to have like this. No, that's too much. God damn it. You want to have this amount. Yeah. Alright. Now we need to find out where. So this one needs to be upwards. And then you have this one that is gonna be like this. And then you have this big one. And then you have see, so you have this. Yeah. So we have this, and then yeah, and then you have like this. Alright, cool. That's much better. Alright, now we need to find the other one. So next line would be over here. Going downwards, downwards again, and go over here. Interesting. Cool line though. There you go. Next one is gonna be over here, which goes down, downwards again, and then goes over here to there. Then you have this one, which is gonna be like this, and go up. And then the last one is gonna be, well, the second last one is gonna be this, and up. And then you're done with the third round. Yeah. Alright. Whew. Alright, that's cool. So we can now cancel this out and then we see yes. Alright, cool. That looks a little bit complicated, but it's doable. Alright, so now we have the awesome, alright, cool. Now is the question, do we want to start now already with the drawing, with the coloring? Yes, probably. So now we need to have the pattern done. Yes, pattern. Forgot about that. Almost. Alright. Pattern. The pattern. Let's see. How late is it? 20 minutes. Alright, cool. And then after I'm done with this, I would be probably at 30 again, or at 2 hours. So I want to have the none version, so none the color version I want to have. So I can open that. That would be lovely. Because I need to look at Mr. Big Giant Dinosaur Doom. Dinosaur Doom, give me my powers. Alright. How the hell did I do this one? Because I know exactly what I did here, but same pattern, right? Yeah, same pattern. Alright, cool. Thanks, Dinosaur Dude. Thanks, Mosa. Alright, same pattern. I can do this. So, thing, color down, zooming in. Alright. Of course I want to have like these of course need to be in the line up towards the thing, so I wanna actually change the I actually wanna be like here. Yeah, thank you. And then once we have like the color system up, well everything is gonna be looking cool, because then I know like yes, I need to color here, I need to color there. Now of course it does not look like it, but it will eventually. Yep, that's gonna be how it is gonna be doing. Alright, cool. And to the next. Maybe I actually should use a different color on this just to get good, because I can just cancel this out and I can see like, oh well, see, do it. So if I get a different color in this, so I will say like, well, we're gonna just draw them. No, we're gonna draw it blue. Fuck it. And we're gonna use just in case a little bit, blue, so we can see stuff. And no, we want to go for greenish, well, dark reddish. So we're gonna want to go for this kind of approach. So there you go. Now I can see stuff. And now we can go back to the. Now we can go back to the pencil. This helps me a lot to see, like, alright, well, once we're done with, the coloring, I can then, go to the shading and say like, oh, well, we need to put it there or there. And I can see exactly where I need to do the shading part. Do. Yep. I must say, I'm actually quite impressed so far already. We fixed the eye part already, and we fixed the mouth part, and now we're already coloring in the big giant throat. Yep, the fire-breathing throat. All right. Let's take a look. So yeah, the amount of stuff that has been drawn already, not too bad for 2 hours straight. Well, 1.5 hours already. But I believe we are not be able to finish this in 2 hours. But not bad for me. Especially not bad for me. I must say, getting like multiple stuff done in one go, nice. Also, we draw the whole damn throat, so I'm very impressed. We got actually quite far with it. It helps, that we already had like a sketch. Well, sketch. I mean, it was almost the same, but we actually fixed it. So after after we're done with the throat, I believe we then need to get some cool looking attachments to his side face. So we need to have like I don't know how to look at it. The the side of, you know, the side of the near the beginning of the head towards the end of it. I actually want to put something there. So from the head to the neck, so I can have, like, you know, that look. It must look better. Now we're just adding, you know, skills to the throat, which are important. Trust me, it is quite important that the throat is gonna have skills on it. Also, as you can see, it takes a lot. It's already 1.8 gig. I'm like, what? 1.8 gig already? What the hell did I smoke? So yeah, I need to get 1 terabyte of RAM again, or terabyte or 1 terabyte of RAM. I mean terabyte saving space. Yeah. So I make sure that nothing gets bad. Well, anyway, I'm already happy how far I got already with this. It's quite cool and looking, like, you know, seeing all the stuff. Sorry I'm a little bit quiet, but it's like, focus! Yeah. And, well, you know, I really need to do the focus part. Sometimes it's like, I'm looking at things and then everything is gonna be like, oh no, oh no, I need to focus. So yeah, it's so far so good. I mean, I have no problems whatsoever. No crashes, no nothing. Almost too quiet. Almost too non-real. Oh, look at that. I can... Ah, interesting. So if I press this one, it automatically resets, and if I go for this one, it doesn't. Huh. Smart man, you smarty. Thank you so much. It's quite fun, you know. And then, you know, you need to realize, like, I had really trouble waking up because it was like I went to bed at 12 o'clock and I was like, well, not 12 o'clock, almost half 1. And I was really tired and I was like, oh shit, I need to do a bloody damn live stream again. No. And I was like, should I not do it? Should I not do it? And then I was like, nah, fuck it, I'll do it anyway. And then, you know, everything went like, oh well, look at that. I actually recovered before I was able to do the live stream. Huh. Look at that. I'm actually quite good at recovering fast from dirty napping sleep. I always am a very good person when it comes to napping. I really am a good person when it comes to staying in bed and saying like, do you really want to wake up today? And it's like, no. Technically I want to sleep, but I can't sleep. So I imagine I will sleep, and therefore I double. I doozle into my bed and wait for the time to go away, the time to pass. So yeah, that's how lazy I am sometimes. I really like how funny it is actually to see, like, I am too tired to sleep, but I can just, you know, rest my eyes and then see, like, just 1 second and then boom, 1 hour gone. It's like, what uh thankfully, you know, I always have an alarm on me to wake me up. And trust me, that alarm will wake me up. That alarm will be the fucking pain in the ass alarm. That's the alarm that, you know, a person like me don't want to have as an alarm. That's the alarm I use. It's an alarm that, you know, plays a very annoying song that I really hate. Well, not hate, but it's like, ugh, no thank you. I don't want to listen to that music. And then, you know, you wake up because of it. It's like, put your worst song into your alarm clock and then watch yourself almost want to almost want to throw your phone out of the window. That kind of alarm clock you. But it works. It definitely works. I woke up with a straight face, like, well, I'm awake now, and I was like, I can lay down in my bed for a couple of hours longer, and then it was almost 9 o'clock, and I was like, huh, huh. I only closed my eyes for 20 minutes, I thought, and then that was not the thing. So yeah. It didn't help, of course, that I was already awake at 4 o'clock, because somehow, I was very sweaty, and then I went down to business. So yeah, the amount of stuff I did, the amount of the amount of problems I had for waking up, that took long enough. All right, that looks actually quite cool. Yes, that is awesome. Awesome. Yes. All right. That's good. That's good stuff. That's good old jelly stuff. That is Mr. I like this kind of stuff. 40 minutes? 40 minutes. We can do it. We can do one more. We can come on. Don't tell me that you need to save and that takes like ages. I have like 4 books here that I can use for references. And yes, I have references as I have books for references. What are those references? Well, they are encyclopedias that are actually more reliable than fucking Google sometimes. At least they don't fucking mess around with showing gore on my fucking screen when I want to type when I mistype something. Jeez. But yeah, the encyclopedias actually work really well because then they have like good pictures of hide and skin and all that stuff. So different patterns, different ways of looking at things, different color schemes. And it really helps because therefore, you can see different things. Like for instance, one of the things I saw, like, it is from Henry Gay and Lois van Rey. That is um, that's an encyclopedia of dinosaurs with all illustrated art, and that is actually a quite good one to look at because it represents, like, you can see different kind of animals and different kind of looks towards them. It's quite fun, but also quite disturbing to see a Spinosaurus not look like a bloody damn alligator. So yeah, this Spinosaurus was a little bit of a derpy bird. Like, it had like an orange beak instead of a crocodilian look, and I still prefer the crocodilian look over the bird look for that thing, because holy hell, that looks way better. The Jurassic Park version looks so much better than the ones that was illustrated there. No offense, of course, to the bird version, but ugh, I just don't like. I don't like that dinosaurs look like birds. Well, some of them, of course, did, but it is that, if you do it on every dinosaur, it does not fit. Like, for instance, on the Stegosaurus, it doesn't feel fitting to have a creature that uses normally spikes and big giant solar plates to charge its power, charge its energy as a, and then make it look like a bird. It is a little bit confusing. But for instance, on the Prototrops, I think that would be fine. On the Prototrops, that would be fine, and in the Velociraptors and all that stuff, yeah, sure. Dinocolous, yeah, sure, but not a bloody damn Stegosaurus or a Spino. No, thank you. It's like, you don't want to see a Spinosaurus chicken. That's the least favorite thing I want to see. Of course, you have like T-Rex, which also looks like a chicken. Well, the chicks look like chickens, and then the main parents don't look like it. It's really, they did not actually went consistency. They did not actually do consistency in the book itself about, you know, whether or not they're gonna use bird feathers. So it was like not explained, or when, you know, no, not all the findings had bird feathers, but then they implemented bird feathers on them. So it created these kind of strange looks towards some of the animals. But of course, it makes you think. You know, it makes you thought like, well, you know, I never saw this kind of approach before. Interesting. And then, you know, you get all the stuff that you want to see. I mean, really, I already saw a lot, and I'm very happy how far I already saw stuff. Like, you know, amount of um, all the amount of stuff like dinosaurs, crocodiles, toads, snakes, birds, prehistorical birds, prehistorical mammals, and you know, reptilian mammals, all that stuff. Yeah, that stuff is like really strange looking sometimes, and sometimes it's like really like, huh, interesting. And that makes me always very happy to see. Alright, well, look at that. That's good. How much time did it pass? We have 4 minutes. Pressing that save button will take 1 more minute. So allow me to just change back to. There you go. And look at that. And look at that. Easiest peasiest lemon squeeziest. Alright. By the looks of this looks actually quite nice. I'm very happy how far I already am, and how far it is already going. So, I believe after this, after, you know, the throat is done, we can finally start with the tooth itself, so that we can have the tooth better look. So we have like good tooth, and then we can start on the sideways. So we're gonna work around. Come on, get off. Thank you. So that we can work around this area here. So we're gonna work around this area. So yeah, you have the jawline. I believe maybe we even need to put it right here, but doesn't have to. But yeah, we need to put something here that looks cool. So we need to have like the mouth is here, so we need to have something that looks sharpened or whatever, some spikes or something like it. Anyway, I think that's it for today. Thanks all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Until then, I wish you all a lovely day, and well, bye!